Runaway Robot. Chapter 1. A Friend in Need. To DieFall presents Waterdeep Dragon Heist. So first things first, hello everyone. I'm gonna hit the button on this. We're gonna see what happens. So hopefully it doesn't just pick up my microphone, but it will pick up everyone, and we'll have to find out if that's the case. Otherwise, you will notice on your screens right now, if you haven't disabled it already, there's a closed captioning box. Now, it'll be a little bit disjointed with the words that come out because it kind of skips ahead a little bit because there's a slight delay for video, but not for sound, which is odd. Anyways, it was advised to me to add a closed captioning option for the stream for the benefit of hearing impaired or vision impaired people. So we will have that available now. If you would like to disable it, if this is not an issue or something that you don't need, just hover over your screen and disable the add-on there. Now, what I don't know about this is because we're just experimenting with this right now, is that it might only pick up what's coming through my mic, which if that's the case, everyone else on screen will not get picked up by the closed caption. And I apologize for that. This is something that we're going to start using and figuring out, and I will figure all of that out so you guys can give me some notes afterwards. Other than that, again, welcome to episode 2, still chapter 1 of DieFall presents Dragon Heist. We'll do a little hey hi and hello from all of the players here, and yeah. So Dungeon Dame, tell people who you are and who you're still playing.
Well, apparently I am the closed caption screen because it's right over my face. But I am Dungeon Dame. I am still currently playing Minerva, the Warlock half-elf. We'll see how that goes. But also I paint miniatures on Twitch. And yeah, that's about it. That's me.
Cool. And across on the stream screen, Mike. Get a little intro here, bud.
Yes, I am No Dice Mike. I am a cartoonist and animator, and I am playing the half-elf ranger Varys, who is currently a pile of guts in the middle of a floor somewhere.
Yeah, he's somewhere on the ground with his new friends, old friends, some friends. You know what I was trying to decide today, and I don't know if we ever came up with it. Like what happened to Varys' little mouse? So I guess we'll have to find out what happened to.
He's frantically giving CPR to Varys. Yes. Jumping up and down on his chest. Peep, peep, peep.
Yeah. Rescue breath through the nostril, like one side.
Just shoves his whole face up Varys' nose and breathes.
Absolutely. Oh my god. Stella, can you give yourself a little intro for me, please?
Hey guys, I'm Stella Luna. I am here on Twitch doing D&D with my friends here, and I also have started running Pokemon D&D 5th edition, and I have been uploading videos for that. Today I'm going to be playing Malia, hopefully, I think. Maybe our guts are touching, I don't know.
Guts are touching. It's so nice, we're touching guts.
And I am a human rogue.
It's team
awesome.
Bonding.
Thank you very much. And last but not least, Bravo. Let the people know who you are.
Hi guys, I'm Bravo. Oh god, and I'm really sick. I am playing Cry. She's the variant human shadow magic sorcerer who forgot she was essentially a zombie and is bled out on the floor currently. I stream on Twitch, yeah, but that's about it.
She may actually be a zombie today, so we'll find out about that. I think for today, because I love this, we need to do a recap of what happened last time. Everything up to where everyone died. I actually really enjoy DM Corey's dice roll for recap. I think it's a great system. I think it's really funny because generally I just do it, and you know what? I'm like the laziest person in the world. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the players roll, and we're gonna see. Who gets close enough, or who gets closest to my roll, and it's just gonna be a d20. You're gonna roll a flat d20, and that will decide who does the recap for today. And I'll adjust Bravo's camera real quick. Okay. Yeah, your head's too big. It's okay. I'll fix it. So yeah, so we've got. Give me some d20 rolls. Let's go. All right, 12, okay, I like this. 18, okay.
Mine's still loading.
You're not even loaded into the game. Bravo, we're doing a show
She's sick. Be nice to her.
here. I'm absolutely kidding. Bravo,
She's
it's
lagging
okay.
in real life. Okay.
Right. Dame, if you want to go ahead and switch your role as to your character, and then Bravo, whenever you want to do that as well. Wow, that's a lot of 12s. So we're gonna see if 12's the closest, there will be a roll off. So let's find out. 20. Nope. So it's actually Varys, no dice, Mike. You're gonna be giving the recap for today. Yay. So if you'd like to recap for us what happened in the last stream.
I got my notes here. So we started out at the Yawning Portal, which was the pub that we all started out at, and a big troll with a bunch of weird little mosquito things came up out of the hole in the middle of the pub. He got taken out pretty quick. We then got hired by, what's his name? Floon Blagmore? Blagmar?
You were hired by Volo to find...
we were hired by Volo to find Floon Blagmore. That's right. Mar?
Uh-oh.
And Dame's gone.
And Dame's gone. Uh-oh, there go the cameras! One sec, guys.
My recap was so bad that she dropped out.
This is... Well...
That's a special skill. Don't worry.
I don't
so
I don't know what happened.
Camera's back. She's back. We're back,
don't
everybody.
Touch anything.
We're good. Yeah, don't touch anything.
Mutes Mike, everything breaks. Oh.
Yeah, TPK part 2. Right here. Here we're starting with Dungeon Dame. Oh god. All right, yeah. So Mike, you were hired by Volo to locate Floon Blagmar, and you can continue from there.
We went to where the hell did we go? We went down to the dock area. Found a shop called Old Zoblob's with a man named Zoblob and a stuffed beholder named Zoblob. The entire place was covered in purple. Cry found a cool little wind-up bird toy that will certainly at some point be another death for us.
No.
Yeah, probably.
We then went to a warehouse for the what are they called? The Zentirum?
Yeah. You found a Zentirum hideout, essentially.
Yeah, and when
not very well hidden.
When we went inside, we found a pile of corpses and 4 ninja birds that proceeded to kill us.
Ninja birds. That is very accurate. They did ninja you all very very well. Anyone would want to add anything to the recap there?
Did I hit all the TLDR beats?
Yeah, I think you hit a lot of the higher points there. God, Zoblob shop. Yep, and you went to a different bar that I don't remember the name of off the top of my head, where you found some information.
The Skewered Dragon?
Yeah.
There you are, Skewered Dragon. Yep. And then there was the guards that you saw on the street, and there seemed to have been some gang warfare happening in the street as well. But other than that, yeah, great recap. Good job, Mike. So hopefully that catches everyone up. Roll better. So that's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, that kind of that catches us up to where we're at right now. So we get our intro right into DieFall presents Dragon Heist, and we're gone again, and that's it. It's my turn this time. Wow, chat, look at that. I died. It was me. All the cameras are gonna be in. Wait for it. All the cameras are gonna be in different places. Wait for it. Nope, the cameras are good. I physically can't. Dude, I don't know. Discord's been really weird today.
Okay, game
So-
1, we all die. Game 2,
Nothing
we're
works.
just plagued
Nothing
with
works.
technical difficulties. There is something in the fates that just does not want us to play this game.
Well, I refuse to bend, and we're gonna continue going because I didn't come up with things that happen to not do them to you. Okay?
God.
Hang on, wait. So, okay, we open again above the city of Waterdeep. It is late afternoon, becoming early evening, and so we see kind of like the night revelries of the dock ward, and we get our overlay of DieFall Presents Dragon Heist. And so that being said, we zoom down in towards the town, and we go to where we last saw our heroes at this Zentirum hideout. We, as an audience, we see the bodies on the ground in various states of stabbed and butchered and whatever. It's a little interesting. We get the final moments of each of the characters as we go across their bodies. We see Malia gets stabbed and slashed across the face, blood coming from her cheek. We see Mina collapse to the ground, arrows protruding from her chest. We see Varys succumbing to multiple stab wounds and clutching at his face. And then we finally see crying out as the arrows take her and her somewhat zombified body falls to the ground. I think from here we get a little glimpse into something. We hover over Mina's face, her eyes kind of rolled back into her head, maybe her tongue lolling outwards, who knows. But we stop there for a moment and we like zoom into her brain and into her psyche, and we see Mina as we zoom outwards in somewhere different, a place that doesn't seem familiar to us as an audience, or maybe even to Mina herself. She's surrounded on all sides by large stone structures made this red stone and these flames coming from these large braziers, and she's standing in this room with this towering columns on either side. She can't see the ceiling, and as Mina comes to and her gaze lifts in front of her, we watch as her face comes up, and we then switch our camera to behind her, and what Mina sees is large in front of her. It seems to be a creature of some kind, and it sits in a large stone throne etched with all of these skull and screaming faces all along it. It sits up on a dais, maybe 5 to 10 feet up, but the beast itself towers 15 to 20 feet higher than that as it sits in this giant throne. It has horns that protrude from its skull. It has these large leathery wings that come from the sides, and it looks somewhat bullish in the face as its face kind of comes outwards. It has chains wrapped around its arms and its legs, and it seems to be wearing this really heavy, dark metal plate with these spiked pauldrons coming from it. At its side, there's a giant greatsword unsheathed, just leaning against the throne itself, and the beast seems to be fingering at the hilt. We see it finally notice little Mina sitting and standing in the middle of the room, and it casts this gaze down. We see that the eyes are pupilless, and they burn like furnaces, and it's just this light and heat that emanates out, and we can see the heat lines coming from its eyes and mouth as it breathes, and it looks down at our little warlock Mina and says, "Daughter, how did you find your way here?" We lost him again. I hate this. I wonder I wonder if this is going to be a thing the whole time, because I'm going to be very, very upset. So we're going to do this real quick. I'm going to restart Discord. We're going to hit a break screen for 2 seconds, and I'm going to figure it out. So 1 sec.
We got this.
It seems that there might be a little bit of weird connection between someone muting and me getting booted. So who knows? But we're gonna try to play it out from here, and just we're not gonna touch anything and see if it stays up long enough for us to get through this. So before they were removed, the beast had looked down and sees Mina, and for what we can gather, gives a quizzical look, though it is missing the pupils to give something that close of an inspection, and it says, "Daughter, how did you find your way here?"
Mina is terrified, just like she's physically shaking. You can see her just vibrating. I don't know where here is.
He looks around. Well, you've come home. You don't remember when you were younger. The gift you were given.
I remember a gift of sorts. I don't know that I remember much else. I don't know how I got here. Who are you, father?
No, well, father will do for now. I speak to you as daughter because you have a piece of me. But you are here in my home on the 9 hells, and I wonder how you came. You shouldn't be here unless... He pauses for a moment and goes, "No. Mina, did you die?"
I mean, that is possible, I guess. I don't know. I don't remember. There were these birds. I hate birds. And now I am here, and I don't know where here is, other than the 9 elves, and I don't know who you are.
Well, you shall come to learn, but now is not the time. No daughter of mine dies to birds. And we kind of like zoom in again on Mina's face. And Mina, you like get knocked backwards and unconscious and fall to the ground. And we zoom back out in the Zentirum hideout where we had come in previously. And we see a slightly different scene than when we had just left. Around the unconscious forms of our heroes, we see those dressed in the Waterdeep garb of the guard, in the gold and green with their shining silver helmets and the clubs at their sides. There seems to be about a dozen men and women of the guard here, and another man, kind of ruddy, long red hair, a little bit of like a soul patch on his chin, and he's propped up on a box being attended to by one of the guards. And I think at this point, we get a little look at everyone coming to. We see Mina, probably the first to come to. She shoots upwards, right? Like as if out of a dream, and clutches at her side at the freshly bound wounds. And you see like some of the guards jump back a little bit as they were attending to her, and then they rush to her and check to see if she's okay. We as an audience, we get a moment where we see the dangling earring of Mina's purple gem, and it seems to be missing that gem. We see Varys being attended to by a couple of the other guards, and we get them wrapping his head, and we see them covering his left eye, and he seems to be coming to rather slowly. His little mouse is resting on his chest, furtively attempting to give him CPR. We then see Malia, and Malia has been bandaged, and she seems to have been awake for maybe just a little longer than everyone else. Her wounds have been bandaged, and she's resting, propped up against some boxes. And then we see Cry, and in our view as the audience, the ever-present, all-knowing audience, Cry to us is shrouded in this black mist, this heavy, kind of smoky darkness, and it seems to be like suffusing her wounds in various different locations. We see that for a moment, and it's very similar to when, you know, Frodo puts on the ring and you get this like whole shadowy existence for a time, and then we come out of that and we see that the guards are like attending to her, but they like look at her wounds and they see that they aren't bleeding, they're closing, they're leaving very small scars, and they continually check to see if she's breathing, and they seem very surprised when her eyes shoot open and she sits up. And this is where we find ourselves and our party. What would you guys like to do?
Well, that went well.
Did we die? Did you guys die?
We didn't win. That much I can tell you. So, are we near the warehouse still? Like, are we in it?
You
or
are
outside it,
inside of. You're still in it. So yeah, you sit up and you look around, and Varys, you are having trouble judging distances at the moment. With a bandage over your eye, it's hard to kind of tell what's going on, but you can make out that. Okay.
Archers don't need depth perception.
Yeah, no one needs that. Over in the corner where you had seen the Zentirum and the Xanatharian thugs, the bodies are still there. The guards are investigating these things. You see a Kenku in the corner being interrogated by two more guards, and you see one dead on the ground. You again see for you guys, for the first time, you see the long hair, red-haired man being bandaged up, basically wearing what looks like tatters of fine clothing covered in grit and grime, and you can pretty much smell the rotten fish from his body from here. And you see him speaking to a large man, bald-headed, giant black mustache and mutton chops, and he's holding his helmet underneath one arm and has a large club at his side. Varys and Malia would recognize him as Captain Eustace Staggett. He is the captain of the guard for the Docks District, and he's well known throughout this area. He's tall, has a thick build. He wears the golden green of the City Watch. Yeah, and you recognize him. Both Varys and Malia will know that he's kind of an uptight man. You may not have actively spoken to him before, but you would know about him. He is to keep the peace in the dock ward. Every shopkeeper, guild member, innkeeper, and tavern keeper of the dock ward know him, and most respect him, regardless of the opinion of the City Watch. And that's you see him there, and he seems to be speaking to the long-haired, long red-haired man. They do notice that you've all awoken, and you're kind of like looking around and getting your lay of the land. I think at this point, Molly, you noticed that the guard that was in front of you, or that is in front of you now, that has been been bandaging you, and you finally come to a little bit. You recognize her as the guard previously from the street where you had seen the bodies and the remnants of the fighting between the two guilds.
Oh dear, you are quite the woman. Thank you so very much for your service.
She nods and looks at you and says, I'm glad we arrived when we did. You and your friends seem to be in a bad way, but I'm glad you live. And she tightens a bandage on your thigh where you had taken a sword through it. And, you wince a little bit, and she's there. I think Eustace now notices that you're up and looking around. Now we can finally get the other side of the story. Who are you? And why are you here in this Zentirum hideout making trouble?
It is at this moment, Malia, very accustomed to coming up with lots of BS, begins to stand up, and probably not very elegantly, probably struggling, wincing, leaning on the woman, like putting my hand like on her shoulder, maybe a little bit on her face or something.
She helps you to your feet.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you, woman. Yes, in fact, we were on a stroll today, and we had heard some sounds of distress coming from within the building. And it is there that we, intending to be the very good citizens of Waterdeep as we are, to come to their assistance. And it is here we were ambushed and struck down by these feathered fiends.
Yeah, and as you like point over to the one being interrogated, you can hear it mimicking something. It goes, Denethor sends its regards. And then like they go back to like interrogating this bird in the corner. The long-haired man like winces as like one of the guards tightens up like the bandaging around his ribs. He goes, distress. That would have been me. I do appreciate. Careful. I do appreciate you coming to my aid, though I had hoped for, well, maybe not taking so many knives to my own sides. Thank you, I guess. Why are you strolling in this area?
I think we have our music box.
Cry reaches into her bag and finds that the music box is missing.
No!
Scandalous.
Oh, Cry is so sad. Oh, she's
Yeah.
so sad.
And I think, Cry, in your distress, you realize that, well, one Kenku is here and another one's being interrogating, but it seems that two of these black feathered fiends have not been caught.
Took our shinies.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm so sad.
God damn birds.
This is why I hate bats.
Yeah, so Cry kind of like, she ain't got no pockets, but wherever she kept it, in her bra, I think, probably.
Yeah, so like you're checking, you're just like around, you're like, oh, these coin things I didn't know about either. You're missing those as well.
Are we all missing our coins? Are we all like? Are we down no money now?
You see Cry like patting herself down, and you do the same thing. You all find that you're missing any of the money that you were carrying on you at the time.
It's
Molly,
off my character sheet.
yeah.
Monster.
Yeah.
Oh my god, no way.
And Mina, you, as you check yourself and maybe in like a nervous tick, you reach for your earring and you notice that the purple gem is gone. Yeah. So as you all do that, Eustace goes, yes, we were unable to capture two of the fiends. Those bird creatures do enjoy shiny things. You may be out some cash, but I think that is a small price to pay for your life.
Malia very dramatically goes, I've been robbed.
Yeah, you like faint somewhat backwards, and the guardswoman like catches you and says, oh, it'll be all right. You're alive. And she like supports you.
Yes, hold
Eustace-
me, woman.
Woman.
She goes,
Woman.
I do have a name. Sasha.
Yes,
Quit calling me
Sasha,
woman.
hold me.
She does, but like she seems a little taken aback that you were putting on such dramatics. I think, yeah. So Eustace approaches you guys, and he's got his hand or his arm over his helmet, and he goes, well, I do appreciate your help, but shouldn't be making so much trouble. This is the Watch's work to take out any of these evil doers.
So would Varys need to, because he is still kind of trying to duck the law, would he have anything to worry from seeing Eustace here?
Eustace doesn't seem to recognize you, if that's the
Okay.
case. He has not approached you in any way.
Varys is still gonna kind of hang back and kind of not make direct eye contact with him.
Sure, I mean, and Varys's head is also, like, wrapped in bandages right now, too, right? Like, you're not necessarily looking like yourself, so
Yeah.
you may have some benefit there. But no, he doesn't seem to have
Instead of
approached
habit,
you for
he's gonna
anything.
He's gonna try to avoid the police as much as he can, just kind of force of habit, even though they can't recognize him.
Eustace continues, Captain Staggett says, I do have to thank you for coming to the aid of Renair Neverember. And he, like, gestures grandiosely with his open hand over at Renair. And Renair nods and winces again as, like, one of the bandages around his leg is being tightened. Yeah.
Oh, is that the redheaded guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, we know, or we were looking for him.
Yeah, I mean, so those of you guys that have been in the city long enough or know some of the things about the city, Renair Neverember is definitely a face that you would recognize. So he's like the estranged son of the former Open Lord. So he is really kind of up there in the social status. But yeah, so you guys are around and you can ask the guards things, or
I'm probably
Renair,
gonna go
or
up to
whatever you'd like to
Renair,
do.
Kind of like hobble my way over there,
Sure,
collecting
yeah.
whatever wounds I still have, and be like, "You are Mr. Neverember?"
He nods and he says, "Yes, that's me. I do have to thank you again for coming to my rescue, though I think, well, it could have gone better for both of us."
I agree. I am terribly sorry for the inconvenience that is these bats.
He like nods vigorously. He's like, "Yes, well, these thugs over there, they had me tied up and thrown into the back. I was able to get free of my bonds, but I couldn't come to your aid quick enough."
Well, we appreciate your effort, but do you know why they were after you?
He kind of looks down a little bit and... Well, the Zentium think my father embezzled a large amount of gold when he was the Open Lord, and that he hid the dragon somewhere in this city. They think they can find it by using an artifact called the Stone of Galore, which was in the hands of the Zenithar Guild until recently. Apparently, someone stole it. The Zents thought I knew something about this, but I don't. Father and I haven't spoken in years. Now, I wasn't the only one that was taken. Did you happen to notice while you were wandering around outside, another young man looks somewhat like me, anywhere?
No, we are actually looking for someone who is not you. Are you speaking about Floon?
His eyes light up and he looks at you. Floon, yes, I do speak about Floon. You haven't seen him though.
No. Do you know where he might be? Did they take both of you?
Well, Floon and I were over at the Skewered Dragon, tossing one back, throwing some dice, and, well, I thought Floon might be a little bit too intoxicated to find his way home by himself, and I decided to escort him. We were jumped by those thugs over there when we left Fillet Lane. I think they might have mistaken Floon for me, and they could have taken him elsewhere.
Oh dear. That's not good.
No.
So, they think he perhaps knows where the Stone of Galore is what I'm gathering here?
It's possible. Were you able to search the rest of the... No, you were...
No, we did not. We did not make it very far.
Captain, have you searched the rest of the hideout? And the captain looks over and goes, "Well, we've been seeing to these adventurers. I suppose I can send a couple on a search of the rest of the building." And he like points off and has two of them go running around in the building.
I think, can Varys go up to one of the corpses of one of the birds and, like, maybe search it for his lost money?
Yeah, so you can search the one corpse of the bird.
Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. It looks like its coinage is missing.
Ah, damn it.
Yeah, seems to have been picked clean. Yeah, it doesn't seem to have any other valuables on him as well. Just the short sword that it had previously and the short bow clattered off to the side. Arrows spilled out onto the ground.
I'll take the arrows.
Yeah, and as you like move over closer to this one, you can hear the other Kenku that's still being interrogated. This time it says something in a different voice, and it's kind of in a thin, nasally tone. Tie the pretty boy up in the back room. Follow the yellow signs in the sewers. And then you hear like a backhand as it gets slapped across the beak by one of the guards, and the guards is like, "No, give us real information." And it kind of just squawks a little bit and continues to repeat that.
Follow the signs in the sewers.
I'm gonna go up to the guard captain and be like, do you know what he meant by the signs in the sewers? I'm new around here. I don't know anything about the area.
Would Varys know about that? Being
Yeah,
from here
entirely
and-
possible. So it's two different. We'll do two different things here. Varys, let's have you. Are you proficient in survival?
I think so. I think that was one of my things.
Should be checked if it is.
No.
No?
Wait,
Okay.
Survival, you said? Yes.
Yes, correct. Survival.
Okay.
Because of your proficiency there, go ahead and roll survival at advantage, and then we'll address that after you've asked Hustis, the captain, about these signs. He goes, "Well, in the sewers, it might have something to do with the Xanathar Guild. We know they have hideouts down there. But that's not my purview. As long as the blood is off the streets, I don't care."
So if there's blood in the sewers, you don't give a damn.
He kind of shrugs. He says, "I'm here to protect the dock ward, and that's all."
Fair enough.
Molly goes,
yeah.
"But the sewer people are coming to the streets."
Are you still, like, laying
Yes.
in Sasha's arms?
Yes.
Just like draped against one of the guards. What the
Poor
sewer?
Sasha.
She's, like, still holding you, right? And looks down. It's just like... And you do this whole dramatic thing. Huh. Hustis looks up and goes, "Yes, well, when they come up here, then they're my problem. If you'd like to go take out the entirety of the Xanathar Guild, be my guest."
Let's do it.
We couldn't even... No, Cry, we couldn't even beat the birds.
Cry's like gone from being really sad to really angry. Just very upset.
Oh, they stole her toy.
They stole her
It's
toy.
revenge now.
Bird!
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Did you perhaps see where, because when we were here, there were 4 birds. Do you know where the other 2 might have gone?
We did find some evidence towards the door while we were approaching, that there were some black feathers there, but we had not made a pursuit, finding it more important that we figure out what was going on here. Stacks of bodies in the corners, adventurers laying on the ground, and Lord Neverember himself sitting over here wounded.
Just a Tuesday night in Waterdeep.
Yeah.
Varys? Are the sewers dark?
Yeah. I
Very.
rolled a 14 on my
No, they're
survival,
very
so-
well lit.
Yeah, so Varys, you would know
Yes,
2 of these things. The sewers are very dark.
Very dark, yes.
The markings that are being alluded to here, it would make sense for... Cause do you know Thieves Can't? No, you're not. You're a ranger. You're not a rogue.
I know thieves can't.
You know Thieves Can't. The
But I do have
survival...
thieves' tools.
Not the
Not the same. But you would know that, like, the sewers are convoluted, and you've probably been there once or twice to escape the law, because the law doesn't tend to go down there. You'd recall there being markings on the walls of varying different things, and you could probably put together that it would have something to do with any of the guilds.
Okay. Captain, are you essentially saying that the law does not care for the sewer people?
Do not care for the sewer people. I love that. Oh my god.
Are you giving us permission, perhaps, to go about our business in recovering our stolen goods?
As long as you're not making trouble in the dock district, it's not my problem. Keep the blood off the streets. You can do whatever you will, but I'm not coming down there to save you again.
We're gonna die again. We're gonna die again. It's fine.
Dead.
So how many arrows did I pick up off the bird before we go down into the sewers?
How many do you want to carry? There's probably like 15.
Yeah, I'll up my number back to 20 there. There we go.
Okay, yeah, you'll just refill. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see that they seem to be fletched with black feathers.
Also, like their own stuff, their own plumage.
Like a weird.
You can make a nature check if you'd like to find out.
Yeah, sure. Where's my nature? There you go.
Yeah, an 11. I mean, you look at it, it's like, it looks like a black raven feather. Could possibly be some of their own plumage.
All right. I mean, it makes no difference.
Yeah, it's like the nature roll is based on like how much do you actually know about Kenku, and like an 11 is it's an 11. It could be,
Black
yeah,
feathers.
yeah, it's black feathers.
Whatever.
It could be. Makes sense. They might use it.
I watched these arrows in action. They fly well enough, so I'm not really
Yeah.
worried about where the feathers come from.
It's totally fine. It's totally fine. Yeah. So Malia, are you still leaning against your new guard friend?
Yes, and I say to her, "Oh, Sasha, I will forever be in the debt of a courageous and gracious soul as yourself. I can understand that perhaps actually take that back. Yes. Do you have a torch? I need a torch so I may recover my stolen goods. And perhaps I can seek these no good doers and seek some justice on your behalf.
Sure. You notice it's like you're staring up into her eyes. You see like her eyes are like this nice seafoam green color. Quite beautiful. And she seems to have a dusting of freckles on her nose and cheeks. And she looks down at you and she like kind of props you back up to where you're standing and then gestures over to your pack and goes, "Well, I think you probably will find some torches in your own pack.
Oh,
But if you're in need of another,
Oh, I must have hit my head. Oh, you are so very, very intelligent, Sasha. Thank you very much.
She smiles and make a perception check for me. She's blushing.
Oh.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can tell it's light, but like you've got some keen eyes, and yeah, you hit your head, but maybe not as hard as you're trying to let on here.
Get
She's
it,
blushing.
girl. Yeah.
Go get her. Go get
Oh,
her.
I'm going to take one of her hands and I'll give it a little kiss.
Yeah, okay. She allows it to happen and then lowers her hand, and you see, this is off your perception, you see her glance immediately over to the Captain Eustace, and then you see her like take her hand and like, put it behind her back. But you notice the blushing has not stopped, and her eyes kind of dart back and forth between Eustace and your eyes.
Wink.
Yeah, the red deepens, and she turns around abruptly and reaches down for your pack to hand it to you.
Oh, yes. Help me put it on.
Oh my god.
Yes, believe this belongs to you. And she puts it on, and she looks and she pulls a torch out and says, "Seems you have quite a few of these in here.
Oh, thank you.
So good.
She does like as you take the torch from her, she gets a little serious for a second, and she looks and goes, "You all need to rest before you go down into the sewers. Like Eustace said, we don't have any jurisdiction down there, and I cannot come get you if you were to fall there.
Right, so
Thank
we
you,
need to
Sasha.
So we need to find some place to rest up.
Sasha, as a woman of the area, perhaps you have a suggestion or two of where we may find a place to rest our heads.
She looks at you and in your group and well, I don't think the dock ward would be the nicest place for any of you to stay. Those of finer clothing tend to go northward, and well, you're adventurers. You could probably go to the Yawning Portal. I hear they have nice rooms. Though I can make a suggestion. There's a small place called the Cursed Sail. Down over near the docks.
Sounds friendly.
The name, yes. Well,
Is it the brothel?
no, no. It's run by a small halfling woman named Jane. Her father passed recently, and she's inherited it. But nice enough place on the cheaper side. You could go there.
Do you frequent it often?
No, I don't. I have a home in the area.
Oh, I was thinking perhaps it was also a tavern.
Oh yeah, so you can get a couple drinks there, but there are better taverns. They just don't happen to have rooms.
I see. Where could I perhaps find you if I need to find you again?
Oh my god.
She like looks over at Eustace, and we as the audience, we see that Eustace is intently talking to Neverember, and seems to be checking on him. They seem to have some rapport with each other, and she looks back over to you and goes, "I'm gonna pick a place because I didn't have a house for her. Let's see, where does she live?"
Oh, I just want to know how to find this NPC again.
Oh my god.
Sure. She's like, well,
You ring a bell, and
when I'm, yeah.
special Sasha summoning bell.
Yeah, that's absolutely how it works. When she like gets close a little conspiratorially, and well, when I'm not on duty, I do like to grab a drink every once in a while. It's called the Hammer. It's over off Ship Street, backed up to Two Flask Alley. If you ever find the time.
AKA if you're still alive.
We shall
She's not
see.
gonna say it. She's not gonna say it.
Thank you, my dear.
She nods. And says, I must get back to work.
Oh my god.
Okay, for the sake of this ship, we need to make sure that Malia stays alive.
Malia can no longer die,
We
apparently.
must all save Malia.
Yeah.
I love how she prefaced this whole meeting with calling her woman.
Yeah. She's very pretty and very charming, though. That Malia.
Malia says, I should see to my companions. Goodbye, Sasha, until we meet again.
Oh my god.
She nods, and you see like another slight blush, and she walks over to where the last of the Kenku is being interrogated. Is there anything that you guys would like to do? You do see that the other two guards come back, and they seem to make their report to the captain as well. You can kind of overhear there being notes about offices upstairs. And on their way, you did hear like a little bit of a bell ringing, and it seems that there's some kind of alarm system that's set up for this area. Is there anything that you'd like to do?
I mean, I'd really like to not be almost dead at the moment. That would be ideal.
Yeah, sure. So
That's, like,
you're
my biggest concern right now.
here's the deal. You're all 1 HP.
Yeah.
Like right now. Let's make note of that. You're all 1 HP. But you are alive. But yeah, so I mean, do you want to try to investigate the rest of the building? Do you want to try to leave and go get some rest? It's entirely up to you how you want to do this.
Whatever. Fortune favors the bold. Varys will try to go upstairs and check out those offices.
I mean, try and find some money. I think we are out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the captain hears you say this and goes, "Hold on a second. Are you tampering with my crime scene?"
No.
No.
Never.
Would never think of it, Captain. Looking away. Not. You don't know who I am.
Yeah, he stares around intently at you guys.
Okay. So
Well,
that's not
trying to head upstairs sounds like tampering to me. What reason would you have?
We are just looking for our missing items. Perhaps they are up there. Would you mind if we took a look?
It's reasonable. How about you make me a persuasion roll,
We're
please?
gonna get killed by the
Alright.
guards next.
God.
I mean, it's not untrue. Let's see, persuasion. Oh, I've got a good bonus on that.
Yeah.
24.
Yeah.
He considers you and he goes, "Right, I suppose they could have left some of your things around. On your way then. Report back here if you find anything interesting."
Oh, thank you very much. Very appreciated.
Sorry, chat, that was a 24 for those of you guys that missed it.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, Varys, go.
Alright. Varys scurries
I'll shoot
upstairs.
you
Well, I would very much want to join.
Yeah, so Varys, you find it like you slip on one of the stairs because your depth perception's a little off, and so
There
like
goes
you kind of
my
like
1
fall down a
HP.
little bit. So you're like, "Duh-duh," and you're like, "Ah,
nice.
frick, my kneecaps. Oh wait, I'm sore. I should not be running up here. Okay, let's take it a little slower. Grab the railing. It's like broken in a couple places, but you still make your way up the stairs. Yeah. So when you get up to the top of the stairs here, you do notice that it's kind of like an open, like office area. There's desks and chairs and bare shelves covered in covered in cobwebs and dusts and things like that. Yeah, I mean,
guessing
you're more than welcome to
drawers
take a
in
look
the-
around.
Are there drawers in the desks or anything? That...
Yeah, I mean,
Or is
you
it just
can.
tables?
Let's see what you got going on here. Yeah, so it's like there's tables, and like you rummage around through some of the drawers, and you see that it's like some ledgers for some of the things that are in the building itself or in the boxes. You see most of it's trade goods, and kind of like worthless to you because I mean you can't carry like bolts of cloth or things like that around with you generally. That's kind of what you find here. But if you want to make a closer inspection of the area itself, yeah, you're more than welcome to make a perception check.
Can Cry be up there too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Add the
Yeah.
sound of like our things could possibly be upstairs.
The birds up there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Varys, I was going to make note of this. You're finding it really hard to see things as normal.
Oh.
You make that check at disadvantage for me, please.
Ah, crap.
A 9. So yeah, you kind of wander around and you see. You don't find your belongings, that's for sure. Wherever
Do I
those
find any
shiny
money?
pieces are.
Any like spare coins or anything just laying around now?
Yeah, like sure, why not? Let's see how many you find.
Oh my god, oh my god.
We're so poor. Help us.
You find 3 what equivalents to like 3 silver pieces.
Oh my god.
Like in these drawers and stuff. So it's like a combination of copper and mostly. But yeah, you're not able to find anything else. But yeah, I mean, Cry, you're upstairs. I
I'd
mean, what do
very
you
much
want to
like
do?
to look as well.
Sure, make me a perception check. Why not? So while he's like, well, a 3. So yeah, you don't seem to find anything of particular value, or any real details. These offices seem really not very well used. It looks like this used to probably be like a trade area, but is now being used as like a Zentirum onboarding facility for like new recruits. So a lot of the goods and things are in disrepair, or the ledgers are old. You see that they're like months old at this point, and there's cobwebs and dust on many different things.
Cry sticks her finger in a cobweb and rolls it up with her finger,
Don't
Yeah.
eat it. Don't eat
and
it.
she eats it.
And she eats it.
She's very sad, but she eats
Yeah.
it anyways.
Sure, she eats the cobweb. Yeah, there you go.
And she looks at Varys like, there's nothing here. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm
I mean, so
sorry.
like you search through all the boxes and things up there, and you find just like moth-eaten bolts of cloth and some like olive oil that's gone bad, and like 100 pairs of sandals, like wooden sandals.
Did she take like all the left ones? No.
Yeah. Varys, you see all of these sandals, and you're like, oh god, I remember this. These were like all the rage last year in the docks area. All of the poor people used to wear these things, and now no one does anymore because they went back to wearing sturdy boots like they should have been from the beginning. Don't know why anyone wanted these wooden sandals.
Knowing that Cry is like she collects kind of junk, and he can see that she's very upset, can he like get one of the sandals and just like give it to her as some kind of peace offering? Like, I'm sorry we can't find your bird, but maybe this will be as
Sure.
good.
did you
Cry,
hand her
you're
a
holding
pair?
a wooden. Yeah, you have a pair of wooden sandals.
Yeah, so
Doesn't know what to do with these.
You
She's
put them on your
barefoot.
feet. You put them on your feet, and you can walk over ground without hurting your feet.
Okay.
They're like what I'm wearing, and he points to his boots. And like, little less protective, but similar.
So she's gonna, she's gonna put them on. She's gonna put them on, and then hear the noise they make.
Oh no.
Slap, and like a click against the wood.
Yeah.
They're very loud.
Clop, 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 clop.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very loud.
So now she's stepping really hard down the stairs.
Yeah, you go down the stairs, and it's like clomp, slap, clomp, slap, clomp, slap. And it's this awfulness all the way down the stairs. And when you get down, Cry, you probably notice this. I think your passive is high enough to notice that everyone is looking at you as you come down the stairs and walk like with these sandals on. Yeah, absolutely.
Her
And
bright face kind of like goes back into being like, oh shit. But then she looks at Malia and she points at her feet. She's like,
Malia's like, oh, they're lovely. Good work.
then she looks at Varys and like Cry's little thing is she doesn't know how to say thank you or please, but she does know how to wave, and she knows that's the thing people do. So she's gonna wave at Varys.
Yeah. He's going to assume. Well, I guess they might have hung out long enough that he knows.
oh,
that's
you've
kind of
worked
her-
together before. Yeah,
Yeah. That's
yeah.
her way of saying thank you or being happy. So it's like, okay, she's happy enough
Yeah.
that she's not eating cobwebs anymore. So
Sure. Yeah,
I got her out of
absolutely.
her depression snacking. And...
Yeah. Yeah, and you guys come down the as you come down the stairs, and yeah, I mean you're there. Eustace looks you over and is, "Did you find anything that my men did not find?"
Cry
just
points to her feet.
And he looks down and he goes, "Ah, yes, I remember those. It was so much easier to catch the villains last summer when they were all wearing these stupid sandals. They're so loud and they would slip constantly on the wet ground."
I love that he called them villains. Not criminals.
Yeah, villainry. Come on.
Scoundrels.
Oh my god.
Sandal wearing scoundrels.
Yeah.
Okay.
What would you guys like to do?
Now you can click as loudly as Malia does when she enters a room.
Oh,
Very
how
true.
cute.
God,
Very
we're never
true.
gonna stealth anywhere.
It's gonna get real loud all the time.
Yep.
Varys is gonna very slowly make his way downstairs to not lose his one
Sure.
hit point, and
You're fine. You're not gonna fall down the stairs. I'm not
and
gonna
then
do that to you.
suggest that maybe we make our way to the cursed sail. I found some money up there, not a whole lot. Maybe we can get a room to spend
The captain
hours
sees you and
to
goes,
rest up.
how much money did you find?
Oh god.
Why would you say it?
Like, this is none of your concern. No, Varys will just, like, hold out the handful of coins that he found. He's like, this is all that was up there.
He looks down and goes, well, seeing as you were robbed of all of your possessions, I suppose you can hold on to that.
Thank you, sir.
So generous.
Oh, thank you, Captain.
He looks at you and goes,
Faint onto him too.
yeah, oh yeah, and he curls his mustache up a little bit and he goes, of course, anything for a citizen.
Like look away, like not a
I
citizen.
love this. I love this captain. Let's go to sleep.
Yeah, so you guys want to make your way over to the cursed sail. As you exit the building, you hear someone. You hear Renair, and he kind of like hobbles up off the box and he like steadies himself on one of the guards. He goes, "Wait. If you're going after my friend Floon, I would like to help you."
Oh. Well, we are a little worse for wear, and we has no money. So
Money, please.
if you have anything that could help us, we would be very much in your debt.
He like looks around and goes, and he goes over to the corpses and he grabs like a dagger and a scimitar out and like puts them on his belt, and he straps their belt around his and he goes, I know my way around a blade. I was trained by the finest blade masters in the city. I can be of help.
Yes, that would be greatly appreciated.
You
Malia
can
would
barely
like
handle
to
birds.
think back to what she knows about this estranged son.
Sure, yeah. Get me a history check, please.
She wants to try to remember all of the rumors, the insidious histories that might have
Sure,
been
yeah.
whispered about him.
Well, you know he's kind of cute.
Whoops.
Solid.
He's
That is all that matters.
he's an attractive dude.
Yeah, great red hair. Just
And you know what? That like the bravery he's showing right now is like after being stabbed and attempting to save you too. Wow. You know, for like the son of a really high level lord, you haven't seen anyone take responsibility like this ever. They always used to send people like you to do their jobs. And here he is volunteering to go find a friend.
Oh, good sir, you are so noble.
He looks at you and goes, yes, though I do agree that rest is in order. Captain, seeing as some of our business is done here, would you mind if we had an escort to, well, he looks over and he goes, I don't really want to stay at the cursed sail, if that's all right with you.
Fine.
Yes.
sure.
We're gonna go.
Where
stay in
would
the
you like to stay?
hotel.
Your house?
He goes, oh no, nothing of the kind there. I think we shall stay at the Pirate and Rose. Much nicer location. It will give me a chance to grab some of my things and prepare for when we go hunting for my friend.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Of course, the captain goes, yes, of course. I shall stay and continue working on this investigation. You four, go with them and escort them to the Pirate and Rose. Yeah. So you guys head out. You leave.
You can hear
And you-
Cry's feet from miles around. Clop,
Oh, yeah.
clop, clop, clop.
Yeah.
I
You
think,
yeah. Go ahead.
I think Malia would make a point of trying to stand next to Rainier as they're walking.
Oh, he's like leading. What you get is that he's like somewhat. It seems that he takes the position of leading naturally, rather maybe from like his time in his station or something like that. But the guards form up around him, and he seems used to this level of attention from the town or the city guard. But he is walking at the head, as you guys leave the hideout and cross the road, the Way of the Dragon, and go south towards the southern ward.
The map's not up.
Oh yeah, can we get a map?
Oh yeah, sure. I can pull you to the map.
Sure, can I please get a map?
Yeah. So I'll pull you up on the map there, and chat. I'll get you the map as well. Here we go. Let me fix that for
this
you.
map so much.
It's really good art. It's really good. Yeah. So we are down here. You guys should still be able to see the little circles about where you were, and so we can see where the hideout was in the Way of the Dragon. You guys are heading towards the southern ward here.
Ooh.
Hopefully, chat, you can see that. Yep, you can. Good. Yeah. So you start heading down that direction. So yeah, Molly, I mean, you're walking next to Renair right now. Did you want to speak to him while you were traveling, or?
Oh, yes. Tell me of your recent conquests.
He looks at you quizzically and goes, "Well, I only really have 2 conquests in life. One is at the dice table and the other is women. Which one did you want to hear?"
Ooh, all of it. I love a good game of dice.
"Do you? Well, it seems that mine were taken from me by those thugs, but I should be able to find a die table over at the Pirate and Rose."
Would I know the Pirate and Rose? The Southern Ward is kind of
Yeah,
my
it's
place.
Yeah, it's a little, I mean, it's definitely higher end. The Pirate and Rose is upper scale, but still, because of where it lies between the Docks District and some of the nicer parts of town, it's a little higher scale, but it gets a good mix of those that work in the Docks District that are a little bit like maybe merchants or ship owners and things like that, as well as some of the higher society of the Southern Ward, and those that are around Helm's Hall and Colette Towers, some of the guild's members from the city. So yeah, this is like you'll find not just like fishermen here, but like merchant trades owners and ship owners. Yeah, like guild merchants, and it's definitely a nicer place. Let's see if you would know anything about the proprietor or anything like that. Give me another history roll. An 11. Yeah, so you know a little bit about them. So you know that it's a 2-story, half timber, half stone building, but it does have very nice stained glass windows. One of like a rose and another of like a pirate ship with the flag flying on the ocean and things like that. And it's known for having like this really nice aesthetic with those windows. It has some nicer but smaller rooms. What makes it the most special out of all of the locations, I guess probably why Renair enjoys it so much, is the tables are large and communal. And they seem to be set up mostly for people to come together and enjoy games of chance or cards or things of that nature, as well as a drink.
Nice.
You know that the innkeeper is a dwarf, but you don't recall the name.
Would Varys know his name?
Roll me history.
Nope.
No, I don't know if you would have frequented an area that had this level of class. I think maybe you would have been around it and you would have seen the Pirate and Rose, but it, maybe like
know the area,
a little bit,
but not necessarily the people in it.
I mean, you might even have robbed this guy once, but doesn't mean you know his name, right? Like, you did what you had to do to survive, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you know him.
It's easier when you don't know their names.
It's very true. Very true. Yeah. So you guys make your way down in that direction. Renair he's regaling you with the story of Floon from the night before, and how they were winning at dice and drinking merrily over at the Skewered Dragon. And he says, I don't tend to like to go to such squalid places, but it can be entertaining when all of the sailors come in and there's so many die to throw and so much coin to claim. And yeah, so you guys make your way down towards the southern ward and on Coach Street. So just south of Helms Hall here, right off Coach Street. And Chad, I'll zoom in for you here. We'll say that this is where it is. Yeah, so like right here. So you guys pull up to the area, and yeah, it has a beautiful stained glass, large window. The center of which of the window is just like a regular lattice paned, but on either side are these intricate designs in this stained glass. And as the setting sun is coming down, you see that the way that it's facing, it catches just enough of the setting sun that you can see the colors dancing on the inside of the inn as you enter. And Renaer walks in, and you hear it's loud and boisterous and happy, and there's many people there. I should have done that a little bit better than that, but and now I just cut it off. And there's dice, and there's drinks, and there's merriment, and there's like a bard in the corner picking at a lute. And you see behind the bar an older looking dwarf, like a long gray braided beard. And he's wiping down a mug, and he says, "Ah, Renaer, how have you been?" And Renaer waves at him and says, "Ah, verily, it's good to see you. I have had quite the night. Can I get 1, 2, 3 rooms for me and my friends, a round for all of them, and can we get, yes, we'll be sitting over in that table over there. Are you hungry? Would you guys like to eat? Verily, just put it on my tab, would you?" And he goes, of course, that's fine, Renaer, that's fine." And he turns to you guys. "They have the best crayfish and poached eggs, and they give you a glass of rum with it. It's delicious."
Varys has already started going around any stray plates left behind by other people, picking stuff off of it.
Yeah,
stuffing
and
it in his pockets.
And when you do that, you reach in your pocket and you realize that, oh wait, all of your other pocket snacks are gone.
They took your snacks.
That's so sad.
So
Not the pocket snack.
all the pocket snacks are gone.
They're not even shiny. I don't understand.
Well, it's gonna be worse for the birds, because yeah, there's been some stuff in there for a while.
All your pocket snacks seem to be missing. And he goes and he sits down at the end of this long table and he kicks up what's left of his fine boots up onto the table, and he sits and he's, "Now we just sit and enjoy ourselves, get some good rest, and heavens hope that Floon is alive and well when we can get to him tomorrow."
As we are kind of approaching the table, Malia would kind of slink back a little bit away from Rainier, and she'd get close to Cry and put her arm over her shoulder and be like, "So there's a lesson." She's gonna like lower her voice, and she's gonna say, "There's a lesson to be learned here. If an individual offers a better place to stay, you always say yes. And if they ask you are hungry, you always say yes."
Cry nods her head, and she's like,
Yeah. Food is good.
yeah.
So like you all sit. I mean, if you all sit down, ale is brought out to each of you, even if you didn't ask for it, and a round of these like poached eggs and like little glasses of rum are placed in front of you as well. And then you get like this large plate, this like platter of these like little crayfish, and they're just placed there in front of you. Renaer tears into it and he goes, "Oh, I feel like I haven't eaten in a week."
Cry picks one up. I'm sure she recalls eating one of these, probably raw and noodled right
Yep.
out of the water.
Probably.
Still using its pincers.
Yeah, she's just kind of like, she just also tears into it, but probably not as refined as Renaer is doing.
No, you see like Renaer's like slurping it out right from each of the claws or whatever, and Cry just like bites into the thing and is just crunching
Claws
it
and
down whole. Yeah, and
A whole
you like
shell.
a little like you get a nice little the antenna slurp right when something gross is happening. So you get the little antenna and just slurps it in. Yeah, absolutely. Good job, Cry.
She's
Good job.
Gross.
It's disgusting.
She eats anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Varys is more bothered by that than the cobweb.
Did you say
Sure.
like all the
Weird now.
color from the windows coming in?
Yeah, so like because the sun now, after you guys have done this, it's definitely setting. So you see now that it is catching like the last of the light, and the sun is setting quickly over the taller buildings and things like that. It's becoming much darker now. So you're getting like just the last little bit of the color from the stained glass windows.
Oh, cool. She's gonna cry. Wants to like see it on her hands.
Yeah, like you wander over to it, and you see like the color of the rose petals like light up your hand all red and stuff. Which
She's
against
moving
your
it to look at different colors. And stuff.
your cry is a perfect pale canvas when it comes to this kind of thing, and all the colors fall on her perfectly, unmarred. Yeah.
As we're eating, Malia will say over to Cry and kind of subtly trying to impress the Rainier with like how cultured she is. She's like, yes, you listen to this song playing right now. Is the ballad of
Something.
Georgie Name.
Sure. Yeah.
It
And
is-
Rainier looks at you and goes, "Huh. Well, your music. Interesting. Where are you from? And by the way, what are all of your names?"
No.
I introduced myself upon a box when I was being bandaged, and yet here I am wandering with my new companions, and do not know who you are.
He just brought us into his friend's place without knowing who
No
we were.
problem.
We're just
Paying
all
for our
beat to
rooms
shit.
and food. No issue.
Yeah.
Malia flicks her hair. I am Malia Chilwell, and I am from Coach Street.
Are you? Malia?
Yes, that is my name.
Coach Street. So you live at the end of this road here? Well, then you must have been to the Pirate and Rose at least a couple times. Woman of your... He looks around and looks at your clothing. Woman of your stature.
Yes, I come here. It is among the rotation of the places I haunt.
Cool. He nods. He goes, well, before you decided to get stabbed by those bird creatures,
Decided.
what were you doing in the city?
We didn't have an option.
Hmm.
Yeah, what do you want to tell this guy?
Could you repeat that again, please?
He's wondering, well, before you decided to get stabbed by birds and die, what did you do in the city? What do you, like, what, you're here, you live here, what do you do?
Yes. We were contacted by a man by the name of
Volo.
Volo. And he appears to be a companion of Mr. Flood.
Is that how... You weren't wandering around outside when you heard my cries. You were there for a reason. Why did you lie?
Oh no, I heard your cries. I have very good ears.
He looks at you and he
then
looks at your ears and...
she gestures over to her half-elven friends.
Yeah. He goes, yes, but...
Varys is already under the table, kind of listening to all of this while he's eating his pile of...
Like, grabbing shellfish from the top and... Yeah,
Yeah, he didn't
Absolutely.
even bother introducing himself. He's just like, yeah, whatever.
Sure.
I think maybe when he starts getting, like, suspicious about where they come from, he hears that and maybe gets, like, his hand on... One hand in his pile of food, on the other hand on his dagger. Like, oh, shit's gonna happen. He's not
Please
trying
do-
to strike or anything, he's just gonna wait, because now it's like, oh, this guy knows that we're full of shit, and he might not like this.
Okay.
Cry is as the sun's setting and the light's getting higher up. She's trying to reach for it and still look. She might
Yeah.
be on a chair.
I was gonna say, it's like eventually you're like Cry standing on a chair
Yeah.
trying to get up into it. Yeah, and I think Cry, like we get a moment here before like Malia and Renair have this little confrontation. We have a moment where Cry, from behind you, we see you reaching up, and we see the old dwarf over the side. What are you doing, woman?
She's gonna whip her head around and like kind of twinkle her fingers now that they're all lit up. Just like, oh, I don't know what to do. But my hands look pretty, don't they?
Kind of just, he shakes his head. And he's, adventurers are weird types. And he goes back to like scrubbing a thing. Yeah, so Renair is looking at you, Malia. Yes, I understand that, but you mentioned Volo, and Volo had put you up to finding Floon? Did you not? Just because your elf friends have good ears. Just tell me what's happening.
Perhaps you have more answers than I do. It is
Perhaps.
you that was kidnapped by, cronapped by these Kenku.
Well, the Kenku didn't kidnap us. It was a group of the Zentierum. I was attempting to escort my friend, I suppose, Floon, home. We were jumped on Fillet Street, and they took us to that hideout, where eventually I was tossed into a closet and tied up. I heard sounds of struggle, and eventually when I could get my mouth ungagged, I began to cry for help, but... Well, and then you showed up, and Floon's still missing, and those bird creatures were there. I don't know.
So the bird creatures were not there initially?
No, not that I know of. The Zentierum don't really ally themselves with monstrous races. I say that with all kindness, and he shoots an eye over to Cry. I say that with all kindness, but the Xanathar guilds are more likely to employ things like Kenku.
These two clans' names are way too similar. I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
Well, if it helps, the Xanathar guild starts with an X, and the Zentierum starts with a Z.
Oh.
So it might help a little bit to differentiate the two.
Yes.
Spoilers, Bravo.
Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
I muted because I coughed too much. That's gonna
It's
be
okay.
a bad problem.
Yeah.
Do you
I mean,
believe that the recent troubles might have something to do with this? We were told by the city guard that have been more sewer people and issues of that
I love that you're
sort.
calling them sewer people. It's great. Well, truth be told, if the rumors have any truth to them, then my father embezzled a ridiculous sum of money. And if those rumors were true, well, the guilds would definitely want to get their hands on them by any means necessary. I don't know if I'm more fortunate to have been mistaken, or Floon to have been mistaken for me. I just hope he's all right. These sewer people, as you call them, they're the real power in this city. They always have been. Even when my father was open lord, he was at their behest most of the time. They have the money and the power and the people and the access to truly run this city. But one thing that we always had, that they always coveted, was money. We always had money. I think my friend might be in trouble, and I think the troubles of these sewer people out on the streets just beginning.
That's no good.
Okay, so just so I can recap,
Sure.
Floon and Rainier were kidnapped by the Zentirum,
Mm-hmm.
and then Floon was nabbed by the Xanathar after the fact.
From what you can tell, and from what you know about now about Kenku affiliation, what the Kenku was saying in the Zentirum hideout, you can piece together that yes, there seems to have been a case of mistaken identity, and the Xanatharian Guild has probably taken Floon.
So they were kidnapped first and then re-kidnapped, and
The Zentirum kidnapped them. I mean, they took them both, right? Maybe they couldn't tell. And then the Xanatharians thought they had one, or maybe they couldn't find Rainier, right? He was bound and gagged in a closet.
okay. I just wanted to make sure that I was getting all this straight, because that's what it all sounded like.
Yeah, it's a nice little case of mistaken identity.
Okay.
So you will join us in our search for Mr. Floond?
Yes, I would be remiss if I did not. And I won't slow you down, I swear. Now that I have a blade at my side, I'm quite a formidable opponent.
I see.
Well, we could use all the help we could get, clearly.
He gives a kind of wry smile about it. He says, yes, Kenku did quite the number on you all. I'm sorry to see that. He looks at you. Seem to have gotten out a little bit better off than some of your friends. And he gestures over to Malia's bandaged on the side of her face. And we get a nice zoom in on Varys and the covering over his left eye. And then we just look at Cry. I mean, come on.
She always looks like that, actually. She's looking good.
Oh.
Yes, there's a bit of color in her face now.
Did you see? And he kind of leans forward a little conspiratorially. He's like, she barely bled. Are we sure that she's actually alive?
No.
Oh.
It is rude to ask a woman such things.
Powerful.
He leans back and he goes, huh. I never thought about it that way, but you're quite right. I will do better to... yes.
Malia gives him a...
My apologies. And he's...
It doesn't make her a bad person because she doesn't bleed.
Oh, y'all are defending Cry. I'm a Cry. Cry. Full circle. But now that the sun is probably gone, she's gone.
Yeah, it's dark now.
She came back over probably right as soon as he finished that conversation. And
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and so you sit down and he looks at you and maybe Cry doesn't notice this, but we get a nice little view as the audience. He gives you a thoughtful nod and a smile. Yeah.
She looks at
Anything
him
else
like, am I
you guys
supposed
would
to
like to
that
do?
back to him?
I mean, even if you wanted to notice it, he's taking notice of you. But
She's not gonna do anything.
sure.
She's gonna go for that rum that apparently came with the meal.
Yeah, I mean, there's these small glasses of rum that are still there, and your plate came with one. You can definitely have some.
Okay, she's gonna try it. Ooh. Gonna try it.
Has Cry had alcohol before?
Cry.
She did
Hard
have that
liquor?
not hard liquor. I was
That
gonna say
was
she's
ale.
the super stale ale.
That was
Yeah.
ale, but then again,
Malia's probably had you try wine, but I don't know about spirits.
I don't think spirits, but I mean, she's lived in a bog for a time. I'm sure rotten food and mushrooms and carcasses that she's munched on. But then again, alcohol's totally different, so I wonder how she'd react to it. She probably it's the one thing that kind of hit her just a little bit, funky.
Yeah, this is I think this is a good point for us to decide how much does Cry actually taste?
She doesn't taste a lot anymore. She back then when she was a kid, before things, she was just a normal person.
Yeah.
Slowly, as she just kind of had to eat whatever was left around the forest floor, she kind of just stopped tasting stuff.
And you now have this like interesting skin condition where everything is cold.
Everything's super chilly.
So I think what we get is when Cry take a sip, right? And you know, maybe don't down it immediately. But for the first time in a long time, your mouth feels warm.
She likes
you can like feel that. And then when you swallow it, your throat and your chest feel warm.
Cry, her eyes go wide, even though they're pretty wide already. And she kind of like puts her like crusty ass hand at her chest. She's like, and then she takes another sip. She's gonna keep sipping.
Yeah, and you continue to enjoy it.
It's a new thing.
Okay. Is there anything else that you guys would like to do or discuss with Renair or the inn at this time?
Since I frequent this area, could I say that my cat reunites with me?
Yeah, I mean, is it a familiar or is it just a cat?
It is a familiar in the form of a cat.
So, I mean, you can reunite it with you at any point in time doing whatever.
Okay.
Right? Because, like, you can put them in a pocket dimension and just recall them whenever you'd like. So, yeah, I mean, how does your cat appear to you?
I think my cat would, like, cry, and it announces its arrival with a meow, and it kind of curls up with Cry's leg and just kind of jumps up onto the table. Yeah, and now there's a cat on the table. I mean, there's a cat there now that wasn't there previously, and the cat seems probably a little bit interested in the crawfish on the table. Yeah.
Cry. She doesn't know what to do. What is this fuzzy thing? She's seen,
you would have seen it before.
Oh, right, yeah, because we hang out. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, that's right. We have history. That's right. Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's right. We hang out.
She doesn't pet it like a normal person would. She's very awkwardly like pat, 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 pat,
Sure.
pat, 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 pat.
Okay.
She's trying her best.
Okay. I think unless there's anything else that you guys would like to accomplish right now, I think this is a good time for our first break, and B, when we come back, we'll probably start at the morning of the next day when you guys want to continue your search for Floon Blagmar. God, I love that name. It's so good. Yeah, you have successfully rescued Renair Neverember, met some of the guards people.
Yeah, we rescued him.
You rescued him.
Yeah.
You've made it to a nice little inn and tavern, and you will be spending the night there. Chat, we will be taking a quick 3 to 5 minute break. When we come back, we will continue the search for Floon Blagmar here on DieFall Presents Waterdeep Dragon Heist. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DieFall Presents Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Where we left off, our heroes survived-ish. And they have made their way with their new friend, Renair Neverember, to a nice little inn and tavern called the Rose and Pirate. Or the Pirate and Rose, excuse me. We find them awakening on the next day with full hit points. A little bit better off than they were previously. You each, like, there's 3 rooms total. I mean, you guys could have split in any configuration that you would have liked, but I think what we see first, we wake up with Mina, and something's odd about Mina this morning. We basically just get the shot of like her eyes and like her forehead, right? Like just that, and then she gets up, and then we like pan around and we see what she sees in the room. Who was in the room with Mina?
I don't know. Girl?
It's anyone. I mean, it could be Renair if you're really feeling froggy about it.
Nah.
There's multiple beds. I'm just saying.
Let's see, wherever it was, Varys is sleeping on the floor somewhere.
Yeah, well, I'd say like Malia
sure.
and Cray were probably in the same room together, so Varys was probably in mine just to spread things out.
Varys, you're on the ground, maybe just waking up, feeding your little mouse some pocket food that you had gotten last night, and you see Malia sit up and stand up, and she goes to put on her accoutrement and grabs her bag and things like that, and she turns around to face you. She looks different. There's something like
different
poking out of her hair on either side.
She's growing horns. I was gonna make a joke about that, but it's real.
There's somewhat. They look a little purplish. It's hard to tell against her sleek black hair, but and the veins up there seem a little purple. It's that was not there before.
Mina, you've got some.
What? Here? Here?
Yeah, you find them, and they're a little sharp. Yeah, it pricks you a little bit. Yeah, and there's a wash basin and a mirror over in the corner, and you can go over to it and you examine them, and yeah, you have what seem to have come from horns starting to come out of your head.
I'm gonna try and cover it with what little hair I have.
Yeah, sure. Just you can just barely see the points, but now you got that look where you're trying to get your emo bangs over. Yeah, you grab a lot of the hair from the back and start pulling it over, and tie it off to the side just in case. And
just as low as possible.
Yeah, you have some horns.
Where did they come from?
What was in that crawfish?
Yeah, Varys, do you check yourself?
Frantically checking himself, checking Varys, James the mouse. Horns on.
Have you checked your dressing or your wound or anything like that since?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
You probably change the dressing at some point. But you let me know when that happens.
Oh my god.
I guess he does it now.
Sure. As you check your wound and your dressing, and maybe as soon as Mina turns around, is still frantically touching her horns. You see, Varys opening it. Oh, it's not just a wounded eye. Varys seems to be missing his left eyeball.
Oh. That's
and I'm
nice.
trying to keep my head here, and I'm oh my god,
It's a lot to do here. A lot to take in.
I guess Varys will go over to the mirror, seeing
Mina
freaking out.
You look, and it's
what the.
Well, you clean it off with some of the water, right? And you've got a pretty major scar. What looks like either a blade or an arrow of some kind had entered into your eye socket, and you seem to be missing that eye.
But did I have the eye when I went to bed?
Did you check?
I guess I didn't check.
It's up to you. You just had a bandage on, right? And you didn't check it or clean it or anything like that.
I guess,
but as of right now,
assumed, if the bandage was on there and he couldn't see out of that eye, it's well, yeah, it's covered. Of course, I wouldn't be able to see out of it. But yeah, this is the first time he's noticing that the eyeball is gone completely.
It's actually gone. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, he just he closing the other eye, waving in front of it. No, it's got to be fake. This Mina's a witch. She does things. She's fooling me right now.
Yeah, and I'm can you see this? How many fingers am I holding up?
I can't see out of it.
Well,
there's nothing there.
Not using the other eye. You've got the other eye closed.
Yeah. It's just he's just like this. I can't see.
I can see out of this eye. That one's fine. I can't. There's nothing here.
I was gonna make a joke about hoping that your eyes aren't too shiny, because the Kenku are gonna steal your eye.
Oh my god, they pecked the eye out of my head.
Bro, oh my god.
They ate my eye.
At least they didn't take both.
If there's a silver lining to this. Okay.
So
We
some
should-
revelations. Yeah.
We should go check on Malia and Cry and make sure
Right.
they have all their pieces or are not growing extra pieces.
Maybe perhaps don't tell them about this for now.
They'll notice.
No. She like pulls her hood up and over.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You could absolutely wear your hood, or like have some cloth covering or something like that. Yeah. You go hood up and absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, we won't tell them about the horns. Just
Sure.
yet.
So we have that wake up, and then we go over to the room with Malia and Cry, and you're waking up. Malia, it was a weird night. Most of the time during the night, you thought Cry probably died because she stopped breathing for minutes at a time, and then would take one slow breath. But it's like her chest wouldn't even rise. And it kind of kept you up a little bit, but it seemed like she
yeah.
was okay, but it was really out of the ordinary.
I think Malia doesn't have any real true friends, and Cry is probably the closest to one that she has. So I think Malia probably had a very restless night.
Sure.
Yeah. So she probably has like some dark circles under her eyes. Her hair is all messed up. She's like sitting
Yeah.
up on her bed and snoring. She's sleeping sitting up. She passed out or something.
Sure. Molly, did you ever change your like wound dressing or anything like that?
Oh, yes, of course. My face is my most valuable asset.
We see her wake up and, she's in front of the mirror and taking care of it. And we notice that, however, whatever your reaction is for it, under your left eye is like a large, wide wound that curls backwards towards your ear. And it looks like it's probably going to scar pretty heavily.
Malia is like in front of the mirror, just making whimpering sounds and just patting the wound and just like, no, is this a bad dream? No.
Yeah. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to the next day. What would you like to do?
Cry when she wakes up. I imagine she just lays like a plank. There's no like fetal position or anything like that.
Yeah.
Just lays down, and when she wakes up, it's like
Yeah, absolutely. Just like rising from the dead, just upright. Yep.
Eyes as wide as they could possibly
yeah.
Mhm,
well,
just,
She's gonna go over to She's gonna sit up and go over to Malia. Kind of look at her like. 'Cause
Don't look
she-
at me.
Don't look at me.
So she's gonna close her eyes.
Okay, look at me. Is it bad? Do you notice it?
Cry's gonna say yes.
Does it look infected? Oh, I don't know if that's any better. Oh. Am I still pretty?
Aw.
Okay. Oh. Thank you, Cry. I'm glad you're not dead.
Cool.
There's a knock on their door. It's Varys outside.
Come in.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
Varys
1
will-
second. Cry,
Oh.
are you dressed? Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
she's all-
Okay. Yes.
She's
Yes,
Does
come
Cry
in.
even care? Varys just comes in kind of looking bummed out and points to the socket in his head.
Yeah, so you didn't cover it up again. It's just missing. It's just there's no eye there.
There's no point in covering it now. It's like, yeah, everyone's gonna know that my eye's missing now, so... Mhm.
Oh.
I follow behind him, and you can see me just like playing with my hood every so often, just like
Yeah,
pulling it
forward.
back down.
Cry is gonna Cry's gonna, just like she was in that shop, get just like really close to your face just to look right into your eye socket.
It's like gross,
Like, pry open
but
the eyelids and like.
yeah,
She's looking at it, she's looking all up in it.
God, no, stop.
it's gross, but like intriguing. And Cry, you wonder if behind your eyes it looks like that.
Cry kind of like feels her eye sockets while she's looking at them.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I woke up and my eye was missing. I didn't even think about it. I don't know if it happened during the fight or if I woke up like this. I bet my mouse ate it. But but I don't have an eye anymore. How am I gonna shoot my bow?
Not very well, it seems.
Yeah. Yeah.
Soon.
I feel better about my face now.
Oh my
Goodness. Varys, I'm
Varys.
sure you'll still be okay. You'll figure it out.
He turns around, skulks out of the room, starts going downstairs. It's like I need breakfast. I can't right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Just Mina just like swats at Malia for being so cruel.
Well, it's true.
Yes, you don't have to say it out loud.
Perhaps I was a bit insensitive. I will apologize.
All right, I'm gonna go after Varys. Poor Varys.
Poor Varys.
I'm just like pulling my hood down the whole way.
Yeah. So you guys make your way downstairs, and you find Renair downstairs, eating some poached eggs, enjoying a morning ale, and he seems to have some nicer clothes on. Somehow he had acquired them, and he has the dagger and the scimitar, or the rapier at his belt, and he sees you as you guys come downstairs. He's facing the stairs. He goes, "Ah, friends, please come. I have breakfast already prepared here, and they're bringing more of these delectable poached eggs. Grab yourself one of those ales on the counter there, and we will get on the road. Let's
Varys
find
walks over
ourselves
to
a
his-
floon."
Varys walks over to his table and just grabs the whole plate that's in front of him off the table and
He
scoots
goes,
underneath it. Doesn't say a word to him.
Oh.
Just, nope.
He he looks up and he sees Mina coming down the stairs. And then as you guys continue coming down the stairs, he sees Malia come down and he's, we'll get more breakfast brought. I'm sure it's being prepared right now. Verily, more of the poached eggs, please. Thank you.
I refuse to eat anything that's the same as it was the night before. Like anything that we had last night, I'm not touching it.
It's
Sure.
leftovers. Nope.
No,
know,
I'm
I
just worried that that's what did this.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
I don't
yeah.
think Cry's ever had a raw egg or ever had an egg that is. So she's gonna go to freaking town.
Yeah, get yourself some poached eggs.
New tastes.
Yeah. So Renair sees that Mina's not eating. He's, eggs not to your taste.
No, I don't particularly like eggs. Even though she ate so many of
I
them
was gonna say,
last
You
night.
seem to have enjoyed them yesterday. I'm sorry. I could barely see your eyes underneath that hood of yours. I mean,
Oh,
we're just
dear,
inside.
yes.
It's not even.
My ears are very cold, so I've put the hood on to keep them.
Well,
cold.
it is early spring and it can get chilly in the morning. And of course, you like look outside and it's all foggy right now. It's early enough in the morning. That's just fog and like drizzle right now. Oh, that's fine. Verily, can we get like bread and cheese? Would that do you fine? Would
Yes,
be all right?
that would be
Bread and
wonderful.
cheese, verily. Some over here. Not the day-old stuff either, unless you're toasting it.
Mm.
And so eventually, they bring out breakfast and whatever. You guys, how would you like to proceed with your day?
Yeah, an empty plate just comes flinging out from underneath the table.
Yeah.
Bounces
Yeah.
off, so it skids across the floor.
Yeah. Like a middle-aged dwarf comes by, apparently works for Verily, and like just picks it up nonchalantly and places another one down and just keeps walking.
Cry feels bad. She wants to take just like what she thinks is enough, but probably isn't, and put it under the table for Varys. Like literally, like just like half a piece of like what would be like a tater tot.
Oh.
Anything is good, and give it to Varys.
He takes it. He doesn't like. He takes it, and he's full, but he stuffs it in snack pouch.
He
and...
misses a couple
Good.
times because he can't figure out where your hand is.
That is
Oh,
so
no.
Oh,
mean.
No.
Oh,
He'll still pick stuff off
Wow.
the floor and put it in snack pouch. It doesn't
oh
matter.
my god.
Maybe he'll pat Cry on the leg, like as a thank you. But
Good.
She waves underneath the table.
Good.
he doesn't see it. It's on his left side. He can't see it.
This
is
poor
so
boy.
sad.
Oh.
This poor lad. Oh, this poor lad. Okay, well, you have your breakfast. How would you like to proceed?
Well, should we head to the sewers to find these sewer people?
Yeah, sewer people, they're in the sewers, right? Wow, weird.
So strange.
Yes,
Yeah,
Nina. That is what we should do.
Yeah, Renera goes, yes, that is probably the best place to get started.
Yes. And Malia, do you have something to say to Varys? She like glares at her.
Yes, Varys, will you come with me? And I'll put my hand on his shoulder and kind of guide him away from the group.
Yeah, he scoots out from under the table and like
Varys,
doesn't look at her, but just kind of follows her with his head down.
I would like to apologize. That was quite crude of me.
He'll just kind of like pat you on the shoulder and nod and like he's bummed out, so he can't talk or else he'll burst into tears. But it's like that's his kind of like apology accepted. I know it was probably weird.
Will it
seeing
empty
that
eye
first in the
socket
morning.
cry? I don't.
You guys are so mean. Oh my gosh.
So,
the right
know.
the right eye is welling up. The left eye, there's just this mixture of blood and tears that
mud.
start streaming down his
Oh,
face.
Blood coming down your face.
Yeah.
Wow.
Malia says, she pulls a dagger.
Frantically
off
wipes
her
it away.
belt.
It's like, I'm not crying. You're crying. Shut up.
No, cries over there. Malia takes a dagger from her belt and she kind of holds it in front, right in the middle. Yeah, you can definitely see it. And she says, I will have your back. Do not worry. In fact, if it's of any consolation, you look quite rugged now. You look a seasoned man. I think the Kinku would think twice before they strike a man like you ever again.
He kind of sniffs and chuckles a bit, and like he's feeling a little better now, but he's still without an eye and still kind of questioning his place in the world now, because it's like he's a ranger, and what can a ranger do without an eye? So like,
She says, I would like
he's going
to give
through a
this...
little bit of a crisis of faith right now.
Aww. Here, take this dagger.
He'll take it and thank you.
You're very welcome. You
Poor
are
guy.
you are a friend, Varys.
Thank you.
Pat.
Pat.
Then
Pat. Sure, yeah. All right.
Malia will guide him back to the table.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, yeah, you guys want to get on the road, head back over to the Zentirum hideout, and you can make a little bit of an investigation while you're over there to figure out where Floon might have been taken.
Yes.
Actually, before we do that, I'm gonna ask Renair. I'm like, do you have any sort of healing powers, or potentially potions or something?
The only healing power that I have is the healing power of love. Oh, ooh. You are not a barmaid. I should not say that. No, I do not. What I do have are these two handy blades and some skill.
Yeah, it's too bad. You don't have any potions at home or here or nowhere you could buy some?
Well, yes, but I am seemingly out of pocket here. Using my tab here to get us some rooms and food. I eventually will have to come back and pay this, but without us going to the bank and waiting and me making a withdrawal for more money, that could take all day. And to be quite
but
honest,
it would be so heroic. Wink.
are you suggesting that we leave Floon longer?
Malia looks at Mina.
There's like a really long pause where she's mentally debating. Saving their lives is more important. I suppose perhaps not, but if we were to live, Floon would be there less time, you know? Like, if we die, he's gonna be there longer than if we bring some healing and go, you know?
Just one. Give me a moment, please.
Yes.
He stands up. He walks over to the bar, and he has this conversation with the barkeep there, right? The proprietor, Verily. See Verily just look at him and goes, and you see him saying something, and you get some like placating from Renair, and then eventually Verily shakes his head, reaches under the bar, and pulls out a wooden box and places it on the bar. Renair like bows low to him and seems to graciously thank him and grabs the box and comes back to the table, and he places it down in front of Mina and says, well, this is what he has, and I think I have just bought us all of the goodwill that I can before I pay this man.
What's in the box?
Well, please open it.
Okay, she opens it.
You find 2 healing potions.
This is perfect. Yes, something.
He says he generally needs it for some of the higher class when they drink a little bit too much and start spewing their guts out. A little healing potion drip will hook them right up. But I did let him know the urgency and importance of our mission, and that I would be paying him handsomely for all of his help.
She like smiles sweetly and like bats her eyes at him and is like, oh, thank you so much, Renair, and like brushes his shoulder. She's pulling a Malia. She's just like, she's seen Malia do this sort of thing. And
Sure.
It's just like...
Malia's
Sure.
behind him and like,
but she's keeping her hood down.
Right.
Still.
I want 2 rolls from you. Make me a persuade. A. B. Wait, before you do the persuade, make me a sleight of hand.
Okay. Sleight of hand. That's gonna be bad. Oh, it's not bad.
A 19. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'll give Renair the opportunity to notice. That'll be his wisdom.
The hood.
Yeah. He doesn't. He doesn't seem to notice you like fixing the hood or for whatever reason. Now roll me a persuasion.
Oh, much worse.
Yeah, he looks at you. I mean, he doesn't notice that you now have these new little horns, but he doesn't really take super kindly to what's happening. I think he's ready to get on the road.
All right. Well, let's go. And she takes the potions. They don't need the box. She just takes the potions.
Sure, yeah, you just leave this like finely lacquered box and you just leave it on the
Where am I gonna
table.
put
And,
the box?
yeah, right. So yeah, you have
Drag that thing through
2
the sewer.
healing potions. You can hand that to whoever you'd like, or you can keep them both for yourself. But I mean, everyone at the table sees them and recognizes them for what they are.
Hey, I'm gonna keep one of these on me. Who else should has one of these? Windows. Bravo, it's a healing potion.
Yummy.
Maybe let's not give it to Kai in case she just decides to taste it for no reason.
I've got a natural healing potion backup kind of situation, so
That's true.
I'll remember to use it, but I won't need it.
Malia will suggest that perhaps since she is the only one without pew-pews, that she might benefit from that.
Well, she's
Sure,
not now.
yeah.
Yet.
All right. Mina will give Malia the other healing potion.
Okay. There you should have a healing potion or potion of healing in your
do.
backpack currently. Mina, I'll remove one of them.
Magic.
And that should be okay. And I'll check on Malia's real quick. Yep, and you have a healing potion on you. Well, okay, you have... Here, I'm going to drop you this one, and it might be able to... didn't work. Oh, well, you've got one. Healing potion. Ready to go. So, yeah, you guys make your way back to the hideout.
Yeah, I'm just going to follow Malia and Vera lead at this point, because they're the ones that know where they're going, and I guess Renair.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you're heading just back to the Zentirum hideout to try and figure out where Floon would have been taken from there. So yeah, I mean, it's early morning. It's kind of cool, and it's misty, and it's a little bit drizzly, kind of on and off. It takes you about 10 to 15 minutes to like walk over there. But you do make it over there just as the city is really beginning to like start the hustle and bustle. You're back in the docks district, right? So there's carts rolling around full of like fish and sailcloth and various other things that keep the docks district running. You make it back to the Zentirum hideout. Who would like to investigate the area to see what they can find?
Well, not Varys.
I'll investigate.